Hey guys, welcome to The Sports Entertainer. We have a ton of major wrestling news to share with you guys today, but before we get started, make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you never miss out on an episode. Changes to commentary by WWE. We start off today's wrestling news with an interesting update regarding a change WWE are reportedly making to their commentary teams moving forward, because PW Insider revealed this announcer's update yesterday, quote, "The word making the rounds in WWE is that starting in the new year, the announced teams will all consist of two-men booths. That means that Michael Cole's time on SmackDown ended last month." As many of you are probably aware, Michael Cole has basically been pulling double duty on commentary on both Raw with Wade Barrett and SmackDown with Kevin Patrick and Corey Graves, but the consensus is that ended last month in December, and now moving forward in 2024, Michael Cole will be exclusive to the Raw brand, although the exact changes WWE have made to their commentary team are unknown, only that Michael Cole will no longer be working SmackDown. MJF removed from AEW roster. Now we have some breaking news to share with you guys, as it was revealed this morning that former AEW World Champion MJF, who recently lost his world title to Samoa Joe at the World's End pay-per-view on December 30th, has been removed from the AEW roster on the official website. MJF is no longer listed as an active talent. Now before the World's End show where MJF lost his AEW world title to Samoa Joe, there were obviously a lot of questions surrounding MJF's future with All Elite Wrestling, though there was a report back in November that suggested that MJF had quietly re-signed with AEW, which would have ended any possible talks with WWE. However, the fact that MJF lost his AEW World Championship to Samoa Joe and has since been removed from the official roster page suggests that perhaps those reports of him re-signing with AEW back in November were false. This is what MJF had to say regarding his AEW contract situation a couple weeks ago on the Sports Illustrated Media podcast with Jimmy Traina, quote, "I've been saying the same thing, I never lied, January 1st, 2024. When stuff like that gets leaked out, it makes me laugh because I remember something leaked out about Cody having secretly re-signed and then he showed up in WWE. Something got leaked out about, CM Punk and Tony Khan or, I think fans leak out things that they want to be true. I love AEW, I want to stay in AEW. After this pay-per-view, December 30th, World's End, it's time to assess the situation for a professional setting. Now, if MJF is actually done with AEW, there's no doubt he would become the biggest free agent in wrestling right now, and definitely someone Triple H and WWE would look at possibly signing to their company, but some fans feel like MJF being removed from the AEW roster page is actually a work, and that Tony Khan and MJF are just playing with fans to create some buzz and attention for All Elite Wrestling, and that MJF isn't going anywhere, but I suppose we will just have to wait and find out how this MJF situation plays out. Ex-WWE star Elias becomes free agent. Now, former 24/7 champion Elias was certainly one of the more surprising WWE releases from September 2023, but while some fans felt as though this was a big loss for WWE, and that Elias was a vastly underrated and underutilized superstar who could have done so much more in the company, the good thing is that Elias still has the potential to do something great outside of WWE, as Elias took to social media earlier today to kick off the new year of 2024 with a bang, as Elias posted an awesome 2-minute hype video on his future, more specifically on the next chapter of his wrestling career, with Elias also reflecting on his WWE career, and it was revealed at the end of this promo video that Elias's new ring name will be Elijah, and this post from Elias has gotten a ton of attention so far, racking up over 1 million views on Twitter or X thus far, which shows that a lot of wrestling fans are very interested in seeing where the underrated Elias, or should we say Elijah, goes from here, and he's definitely one of the bigger free agents in wrestling at the moment for sure, and some fans clearly feel that Impact Wrestling would be a fitting home for Elijah, with one fan reacting to Elias's promo video with "Impact Wrestling, hire this man," with some fans responding to that message with "That's exactly what I was thinking, I feel like TNA would be the perfect place for him to be," with another reaction being "Honestly, I think he's perfect for that sort of style, best place for him, deserves to be on a platform where he can get eyes." Let us know where you guys think Elijah should go following his WWE release, and are you excited to walk with Elijah? Chris Jericho should be fired by AEW? Now, most of you guys have likely heard all about the Chris Jericho allegations in All Elite Wrestling over the past couple of days, as it's been one of the biggest wrestling news stories in recent memory, and because of that, we won't go over the situation involving Chris Jericho and Kylie Rae in detail, as all the info that we have up to this point on this troubling situation has been reported so many times by so many channels, but what we will report on is the fact that a lot of wrestling fans are now screaming "Fire Chris Jericho" on Twitter or X, with the hashtag #FireJericho trending a couple of days ago, without proper evidence of Jericho's guilt being provided at this point. Here are some recent continuing examples of wrestling fans asking AEW or Tony Khan to fire Chris Jericho. "I see nobody is talking about Jericho anymore," with a fan responding to this tweet with, "Speak on it, fire Chris Jericho." Another fan saying, "Tony Khan, fire Chris Jericho. Any justice in the world? This man's fired by Wednesday. Fire Jericho, I used to like him, I feel bad for Kylie Rae." A fan responded to a photo Tony Khan put out with "Fire Jericho," which got quite a few likes, and finally, "Tony needs to step down or fire Jericho." Clearly, a lot of fans still feel like AEW need to fire Chris Jericho over these accusations involving Kylie Rae, and let us know if you guys feel Jericho should be fired by AEW without serious evidence provided, or are these fans jumping the gun here? Why Release Star won't return to WWE. Now, Top Dollar of Hit Row was released from WWE back in September 2023 during the mass fall releases, and while most fans weren't exactly devastated to see Top Dollar leave the company, as he never really found his footing in WWE with Hit Row on the main roster, clearly Top Dollar isn't upset about the fact that he was released, and doesn't even want to return to WWE despite having some good experiences in the company. Speaking on the Sportskeeda Wrestling's Wrestle Binge podcast, this is the reason Top Dollar gave as to why he doesn't want to return to WWE, quote, "It is one of those things like sometimes you fly too close to the sun and like, did I enjoy my time in the WWE? Yeah. Did I appreciate all the friends and relationships I built while I was there? Yeah. But like, they didn't want me, you know what I'm saying? They proved it twice. So it's like, I'm not the kind of guy that is gonna keep going back to my ex-girlfriend, telling her how much I miss her. If you don't need me, that's cool, bruh. I hope it works out for you because I'm going to be alright." Let us know if you guys were upset when Top Dollar was let go by WWE back in September, and what are your thoughts on the reasons he gave as to why he wouldn't want to come back to WWE. Sasha Banks failed negotiations with WWE. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't look as though Sasha Banks or Mercedes Moné will be returning to WWE, and clearly money was a big issue in why the talks between Banks and WWE failed, with Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter revealing this on the situation, quote, "She was absolutely talking with WWE. From what I was told, they were far apart on money. There was one person in WWE who said, until she shows up and signs a contract, just remember what happened with Punk. I was told that this afternoon, just remember what happened with Punk. I was told that by multiple people that they were far apart on money. The other thing with her is she has other thing with her, whether it's acting or other companies she's involved in, that could be an issue. With AEW, I think she would have more freedom to act, although WWE would probably give you more freedom now than under Vince because he's such a controlling person." Well guys, that's it for today's major wrestling news. Make sure you leave a like and comment, and also make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you'll never miss out on an episode. Finally, if you haven't already, give us a follow on Twitter at TSE Wrestling, and we will see you guys in the next video.